Hey, what's up guys? Sean back with another video, and I'm gonna go back to the My 600 Pound Life because somebody sent me this video where it's like stars who died after the show, and some of the people I had no idea. Like, I think I watched Gina's like way early on when I started doing this. I had absolutely no idea that she had passed away. And I mean, it's just kind of the sad reality of it. At that size, your days are kind of numbered. And if you don't make a change, or sometimes even if you do make that change, it's too little too late. And that's just what I'm hoping hasn't happened to me, because I know I've done damage to my body. And every time I got a lab back that said I was perfectly fine, I was like friggin' amazed. I had no idea. I was like, oh no, that can't be mine. You must have mixed that up with somebody, because I didn't believe them half the time. But somebody sent me this one, so we're going to check it out. Stars that died after the show.
The American reality show My 600 Pound Life, which airs on the TLC network, is centered around morbidly obese people trying to lose weight. As the name suggests, it focuses on people whose body weight exceeds 600 pounds, a weight far exceeding the average window of obesity. Because of the extreme physical conditions featured on the show, it's no surprise that many of the people featured have suffered severe health problems. Although the show is centered around the conceit,
I mean, we just did hers, but she was eating like crazy. She got on track towards the end, so hopefully she kept going down that path and kept losing weight. I don't know if she did or not, but maybe there's a Where Are They Now episode. Maybe I could do some of those. People would like, I don't know.
Of these individuals overcoming their struggles, they aren't always successful. Sometimes it's just too little, too late. Join Facts First as we take a look at My 600 Pound Life stars who died after the show. My 600 Pound Life has been on the air since 2012, with over 100 episodes having been produced. The show follows
There's over 100 of these things? I didn't think there was that many people that lived to be over 600. Damn.
those people whose body weight exceeds 600 pounds. An average episode will depict their struggle and then show their attempts to overcome their struggle.
I've never seen somebody walk with their coochie before. That's wild. Hopefully she didn't pass away. R.I.P. if she did.
And reach a healthier body weight. They're aided by the show's on-call doctor, Dr. Now. The methods used by Dr. Now can range from diet to surgery and usually consist of a mix of the two. Sometimes stars are successful, sometimes they aren't. When successful, that success doesn't always carry on after the star's time.
What's her name? I'd like to watch her episode with that little boy taking care of her, because that's crazy that he's like doing laundry at that age. And I might have seen this clip before, I don't know. But that's the episode I want to watch.
Time on the show is over. There have been many episodes where they checked in on people from past episodes, but not all their paths have ended in a happy story. In fact, 8 people who've been featured on the show have died after appearing. 600 pounds far exceeds the average.
Only 8? That's actually less than I would have thought, to be honest. Because like I always say, you're playing tag with the Grim Reaper, and you're not a runner. Shit, you're barely a walker at that size. If you're lucky. But, I mean, the only hole you can't dig yourself out of is the grave. I've said that a million times. And some people just aren't even willing to put in the effort, but...
Average window for being considered morbidly obese, which is a label that carries with it a greater deal of weight than many people realize. Being morbidly obese means your body weight exceeds the healthy average for your body type by 100 pounds or more. Given that the average healthy weight for an individual is generally something akin to around 200 pounds, the stars of My 600
Really? It's only 200? Damn, I'm just trying to get to 250. 200 feels like a long shot for me.
600-pound life are well beyond the boundaries of a stable weight. Excessive body weight can be incredibly dangerous. It's only natural when you're focusing on such morbidly obese individuals. Some of them are bound.
Oh my god, assume the position? Like, why are they filming that? Honestly, I think the cameraman might have a thing for big girls, the way he zooms in on their butts all the time. And also, I need a BBL, because all these people are friggin' cheeked up, and I'm not even touching close to that.
Bound to experience unpleasant fates at the hand of their weights. First, let's take a look at Season 1 contestant Henry Foots. When Henry was first introduced to the show, he weighed 715 pounds. His journey on the show spanned several years. At first, it was a gigantic success. Over the course of 7 years, he lost 440 pounds, reaching a much more ideal weight of 275.
Damn, so he was killing it. Like... doing very well. Oh man, is that insensitive? He was doing a great job. I didn't mean to be.
Henry proved to be one of the show's greatest success stories. However, he went on to be one of its greatest tragedies. Henry's successes were mired in tragedy from the beginning, when he suffered the loss of his father early into his journey. After this, he began to experience many health problems of his own. In 2012, he was driving a commercial bus when he lost control due to a medical problem and crashed into a pedestrian. The pedestrian was killed, and Henry's own death was announced a year later. Although the cause of Henry's death is unknown, his history...
Would you look at that friggin' change? This guy was doing such a good job, and it's just sad that sometimes it's too little too late. But at least he had a better quality of life while he was still here. And now, you know, he can rest in peace knowing that he gave it his all. But it's still sad because this guy was working so hard, and I know that he was putting in a lot of work.
Of medical problems and potentially the guilt he felt from accidentally killing this pedestrian might have been a heavy burden to bear. Let's take a look at Sean Milligan. Sean was brought onto the show during the 4th season. He was a grown man who was physically dependent on his mother as a result of his weight, having weighed 1,003 pounds at his heaviest. Due to his weight, which was considered excessive even by the show's already
1,003? I'm pretty sure that weighs more than my grandmother's car. I am not kidding. That little Kia Rio is a turd.
Egregious standards, Sean was approved for weight loss surgery. This surgery removed 500 pounds from the man, but he went on to start gaining it back almost immediately. Seemingly averse to change, Sean's life took a turn for the worse when his mother passed away in 2017. To make matters even worse, his home was devastated by Hurricane Harvey soon afterwards. In February of 2019, Sean was reported to have passed away as a result of his heart stopping. He simply stopped breathing and couldn't be resuscitated. He was 29 years old. Next.
That's so sad, but sometimes people just can't deal with like the stuff that gets thrown at them. But tough times don't last, tough people do. But if he put on all the weight right back, I'm gonna think he didn't actually change up his lifestyle. Like, he was restricted in eating, so he lost a ton of weight. Like 500 pounds is nothing to laugh at. And then he kind of just kept eating, and when his stomach stretched back out, he put the weight back on. But it's always sad to see someone go, because I know that I could have been in these people's shoes. Like, I was there. I know that this could have been me if I would have been on the show.
Up is Season 5's James King. James grew to depend on food as a coping mechanism due to troubles at home when he was younger, and this led him to an adult weight of 735 pounds. His bout with his weight on the show proved unsuccessful, with him weighing 788 by his episode's.
Gravy on your eggs and 6 patties ain't gonna help you, but I remember this, man. This woman was sneaking in Snickers in her prison suitcase and feeding him all in the hospital. Like, I think she's to blame, honestly, for this one, because somebody told me that she did that to her previous boyfriend too. I don't know if that's true or not. Allegedly, whatever.
And a subsequent episode showed he had gone up over 800 pounds before plummeting down to around 500 around the time of his death in 2020. The cause of his death was given as septic shock, leading to kidney failure. At the time of his death, he was 49. Not long before his death, My 600-Pound Life cut ties with James as a result of his apparent failure to follow the show's weight loss regimen. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far,
that's sad, because usually the show will watch the train wreck. I didn't know that they just cut people off if they're not doing what they said. But also kidney failure, like, that was what told me I needed to turn my life around. I was in the hospital for 5 days, and that was the first time I had ever spent overnight in a hospital, and that might have been something that kind of kicked me into gear. I was like, man, I gotta make a change, or I'm not gonna be here that long.
Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. And stick around. We've got a lot more about My 600-Pound Life stars. The 6th season of My 600-Pound Life featured 3 stars who went on to die after appearing on the show. The first was Robert Bushell. Robert experienced many traumas throughout his life, including sexual assault as a young child and the death of his brother. This trauma, mixed with the fact that his family owned a fried chicken restaurant, made Robert the ideal overeater. By the time
Oh, damn. If my family owned a fried chicken restaurant, it's over. Oh my God, I would have murdered that. I probably would have been over 1,000 pounds if they owned a... Come on, fried chicken, so freaking good.
He appeared on the show, he weighed 842 pounds. Although Robert saw some success with his weight loss program, he eventually became too depressed to comply with his regimen. He took to painkillers to quell his depression and died of a heart attack in November of 2017. Although he did manage to lose over 300 pounds before the time of his death, the next...
Damn, so he was doing good too. Like, it's always the ones that start to do better, and then something just, somebody throws a wrench into their plans like that, and then they're gone. But it's a sad reality that everyone's facing at that weight. If you get to that size, you know that you're not going to be here much longer. Everyone knows that, hey, like, I've probably done some long-term damage. I've probably done some long-term damage. But sadly, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of the people. They change, and it happens sometimes. Like, it's just the hand you're dealt.
Negative effects that the weight had already taken on his health were too severe. James Bonner is the second of Season 6's stars to have met a tragic end. Bonner was a success during his time on the show, going from a relatively modest 642 pounds to 326. Despite this success, Bonner was still plagued by other issues that no one understood. In August of 2018, he was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head in a public park. Even those...
Oh my God, that's so sad. I mean, I've had people reach out to me and tell me that they were at their lowest low, but that's never the right answer. Like, you can always change your life. You can always better yourself. Try something. Like, there's always tomorrow. Like, there's always a better day coming. Like, sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes life is downright cruel, but you can always have a better day. Like, never let yourself just be that defeated. You have to fight back. Like,
those closest to the man are unsure what caused him to pull the trigger, and his death stands as one of the most mysterious and tragic in My 600 Pound Life's history. Lisa Fleming was the last star to appear on the 6th season of My 600 Pound Life who died afterwards. Strangely, she died the exact same month that James Bonner did, August of 2018. When Lisa came onto the show, she weighed 704 pounds. Despite her time on the show being deemed unsuccessful, she was reported by her daughter to have lost 200 pounds before the time of her...
okay, so she just didn't do good with the film crews around. And I remember her as the lady who had maggots in her leg. Like, the little clip I saw of her was crazy. I'd like to see her whole episode too. I bet it was freaking nuts. Especially laying there eating Cheerios while yelling, "Hit me, Daddy." Like, she was a wild lady.
Her death. At 50 years old, however, too much damage had already been done to her body by years of excessive body weight. Kelly Mason was a star on the 7th season. She weighed 726 pounds when she came on the program. Similar to Robert Bushell, Kelly Mason took to overeating as a result of trauma from a sexual assault that was perpetrated upon her at a young age by a neighbor. Kelly's journey on the show was largely successful, losing 383 pounds. However, she died soon after this success due to heart failure. She was 41 years old. Kelly was still in the midst of having her successful journey documented by the camera crew, which made her death that much more disturbing. According to the...
So she died while they were still filming? That's sad, man. And most of the people on this list were starting to be successful too, and that's what, like, hurts the most, that they were, like, making that change. They were putting in all that effort, all that time, working on themselves, and still just too little too late sometimes. It's just...
The show's doctor, Dr. Now, she had a lot of potential to make even more progress. He was also keen to point out her death was in no way caused by any failure on her part to follow her weight loss regimen. Finally, let's look at Kalisa McMillan, who appeared on the 8th season. When Kalisa came on the show, she was 643 pounds. She had struggled with heart issues previously, having survived a heart attack at 39. This was only a short time prior to her appearance on the show. As a result,
you'd think if you had a heart attack already, you'd lay off the Jimmy Dean a little bit. But, I mean, food addiction is pretty serious. You could eat healthier, but let's just keep it real. That stuff don't taste as good. Broccoli ain't as good as bacon. It just ain't gonna happen.
Result of weight loss surgery, Kalisa managed to lose 145 pounds on the show. However, she soon suffered a severe complication as a result of her surgery. Apparently, a suture popped. This caused severe internal hemorrhaging, resulting in her being put on life support. She passed away soon afterwards. Like Kelly, she was also 41 years old.
But if her suture popped, doesn't that mean she was overeating? Like, I think that's what that means. I'm not sure.
That the show is still producing episodes, it's likely we'll see a few more tragic stories before the show finishes. However, we'll also get to see plenty of success stories. What's your favorite tale from My 600 Pound Life? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like.
I ain't gonna lie, it looks like they know how to do mac and cheese right, but Alright, I mean, this is a sadder one. The people that passed away while filming or after the show, anything, it's all sad. Like, there's no upside to seeing this, except for the ones who fought back, made an effort, they tried to change their life, and just sadly, it wasn't enough. They didn't do it quite in time, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was just their time, but it's always sad to hear that somebody passed from the show, because you don't want to hear people fail. I mean, people like to watch a train wreck. I truly believe that. They want to watch that way more than somebody that's successful. But at the same time, like, you really want these people to win. I mean, at least I know I do, because I've been there. I know what they're feeling. I know exactly the misery that they're in every day. But I mean, this was a little bit sadder one, but sadly, the only hole you can't dig yourself out of is the grave, and that's where they went. So rest in peace. I'm sorry that you made all the right choices and you still aren't here. But alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.